Laba Ambassador.
Laba.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, so it's very happy for me to join in this program and talking about the relationship between Vietnam and Myanmar.
Yes, indeed. And this is the second time that we have met.
Yes.
So it is a really, really great pleasure for me to have you here in our conversation.
Yes, very nice to see you again.
Thank you very much. So, how long you've been here as an ambassador to Myanmar, and how is your experience so far?
I have been here already 3 years and 1 month, and I'm happy to be here. I love this country and love the people.
Thank you very much. So after living Myanmar for 2 years, you must have been to many places in this country. So what is your particular favorite places?
I already visited almost states and regions and cities in Myanmar, except 2 states that I haven't been there, and I wish that I will be there soon. That Chin and Chin State.
Yes.
And the other state I have been there already. The places that I love most is Sun State.
Shan State, the eastern part of the country.
Right. And I love Mandalay because Mandalay is similar to some cities in Vietnam. For example, Huế,
yes.
Da Nang.
Yeah.
It's cities in the center of Vietnam. And whenever I'm in Mandalay, I think that if we don't see the people with the long G, and if I don't see the letter of Myanmar on the signals and on the streets, I think that I'm in Vietnam.
Just like Vietnam, you mean?
Just like Vietnam, exactly like Vietnam.
Okay, so you feel more familiar to Mandalay.
Yeah.
Because it's something like to Vietnam.
Yeah, and then the other reason is that in Mandalay, it have a lot of places, beautiful places. And there I also can understand more about the history of Myanmar and also the culture of Myanmar.
Yes, that is the last king reside in that capital of Mandalay.
Yes.
So you can learn a lot of heritage sites and history of Burma in that place.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah. Ambassador, so how is Myanmar-Vietnam bilateral relationship currently going on, ma'am?
When I was here 3 years ago, I think that we have achieved a lot of achievements, and the relationships had been a sustainable friendship. But in August of 2017, during the state visit by our General Secretary of the Communist Party, His Excellency Nguyen Phu Trọng, the relationship between the 2 countries has come to the new chapter. That's the comprehensive cooperative partnership. And since then, over the past 2 years, we can witness the partnership between Vietnam and Myanmar has been developed and intensified in all fields of cooperation, not only political, economic, but also the other and new fields of cooperation, for example, with education, public health, scientific technology, high technologies, and telecommunication, transportation, etc. has been developed. And over the past years, the cultural cooperation between our 2 countries has been intensified much as well. So I'm happy that I'm here during this very historical period when the 2 countries come from diplomatic relation
Yes.
with friendship cooperation to comprehensive cooperative partnership. And that's a great honor for me to witness many achievements, developments in the relationship between our two countries.
Lovely to hear that, ma'am. Yes, it's great, lovely to hear that.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, Vietnam has made many investment in home and abroad. And speaking about the investment, we were learned that the total trade between the two countries, Vietnam and Myanmar, valued up to 860 million US dollar in 2018. So that is quite showing that both countries have a good relationship times in terms of like economic, not only in the diplomatic,
Yes.
in terms of the economic also, we did a really good relationships in that matter. So ma'am, we've already know that there are 200 companies, but how about their total capital, ma'am? How is their total investment capital?
Yes. The total capitals of investment of Vietnam to Myanmar now is more than 1 billion US dollar, and Vietnam ranked 7th among 49 in foreign investors in Myanmar now. So I think that the statistics expose many things. The first thing is that the capitals of Vietnamese investors to Myanmar is increased. When I arrived here 3 years ago, it was about 1.7. But it's just over the last 2 years, it's already increased up to 2.1 billion US dollar. The other thing is suppose that the investment of Vietnam to Myanmar has been diversified. The quality of investment of Vietnam to Myanmar has been proved. So that's why the Myanmar government and the Myanmar people welcome much the products and the investment from Vietnam. The missions for me is that we know that. I know that. So I tried all my best to encourage more and more Vietnamese investors come to Myanmar. And you were right to mention about the trade between Vietnam and Myanmar. And you were right, when we are talking about investment, we're talking about trade. Because one phase or one terms of investment of Vietnam to Myanmar is not only they doing investment on transportation, infrastructure, technology, but they also invest here to promote trade between our two countries. So that's why last year we reached to the amount of about 160 million US dollar in Myanmar. But we strongly believed, we expect, and then also strongly believe that the number will continue to increase. When we already set up the goals that we will reach to 1 billion US dollar by next year, 2020.
Okay.
It's already written in the joint statement between our two leaders.
Yes, ma'am.
And it has been also laid emphasized in the action plan of our two countries from 2019 to 2024. And I strongly believe that we can reach to that amount because the trade between our two countries has been a lot of opportunities,
Yes.
and we have a lot of capacities.
That's true.
To reach to that amount. Why I say that? Because the products of Vietnam has been welcomed much in Myanmar by the Myanmar people. And I'm very happy to see that year by years, months by months, more and more products of Vietnam have been seen in the shelves of many supermarkets,
Yes.
in the markets, in the shops. So it will bring more benefits for not only Vietnamese business groups, but it will also bring the benefits and more choices, or in other words, is diversified choices for the Myanmar people. And I'm very happy that I go to the beach areas like Chong Ta or the other beach,
Ngapali.
Yes, that's right. And also to Tongji.
Yes.
And also to some ethnic minority groups, for example, Bao. I can see Vietnamese services there. I can see the Vietnamese products there. I can see Vietnamese business appearance there. Mm-hmm. That's great.
That's true.
That's the symbols of partnership between our two countries. It is also the symbols of comprehensive cooperative partnership between our two countries. And the most important for economic cooperation, as we mentioned, is bring two people close to each other.
That's true, ma'am.
So now I feel like the Vietnamese people and the Myanmar people is like a sister and brothers in one family. So that is great honor for me to take the mission in Myanmar and fulfill that mission in Myanmar.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. I'm very glad to hear that you mentioned everything is rightly enough, and even you mentioned that we have a close relationship.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, ma'am. Ma'am, we have seen many well-known and big companies from Vietnam, like here as well, HAGL and BIDV. You mentioned already the Viettel Telecom groups, and we also have Vietnam Airlines coming in too.
Yeah.
So those kind of well-known and big companies are already here, and they have also created many job opportunities for the people in Myanmar as well.
Yes.
So will there be any more coming into Myanmar, and what kind of area will they be interested to invest in?
Of course, will be have more and more Vietnamese business groups come to Myanmar, do investment and trade. You're right, you mentioned about the big company and enterprises from Vietnam, like HAGN, BIDV, Viettel, but soon we will have the condominium. We will have a condo. We will see the villa in the complex in this area, done by Thaku Chiang Hai. And Thaku Chiang Hai will promote between the two countries a kind of special industrial zones, not only for Vietnamese investors, but for other foreign investors as well. So it will be new contributions to the development of Myanmar economy. Because we know that recently Myanmar wants to have more and more special economic zones, more and more special industrial zones. And I know that the Myanmar government facing many issues and difficulties in setting up the rules and regulations for these zones. And it's also very difficult for Myanmar to control and get more benefit from these zones. So that's why Vietnam want to have one, industrial zone in Myanmar, maybe in Rangoon,
Okay.
so that we can share experience from Vietnam.
That's true.
Good experience and bad experience as well. Because in Vietnam we already have some, and we faced almost the same issues and problems that Myanmar is facing
right
now,
yes.
so that we can share experience. So with the industrial zone made or owned or manipulated by Vietnam, by one or two Vietnamese enterprises, but the main purpose of this zone is that we will bring more investment from Vietnam to Myanmar, and from that we will see more and more new products introduced in Myanmar. For example, recently many Vietnamese business groups already come to Myanmar and met me. They request me to give them the support to have the products. For example, is the herbal medicine, it's cosmetics, it's textiles, it's many family tools that they want to have factory in Myanmar. So the new investment will come to Myanmar. The new products you will be soon see in Myanmar. So that I think that I have the reply directly to your questions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. And I'm already excited about to see all the news and really popular Vietnamese company coming into the country. And
Yes.
you also mentioned about the special economic zone and industrial zone.
Yes, yeah.
That is quite exciting. If that would have happened, we could made a lot of profit and trade between the two countries. And
You're
even
right.
more, we can create a lot of good work opportunities
Yes,
for the
That's
people in
right.
Myanmar as
You're
well.
right.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
yes, yes.
So we have heard from you other businesses investing in Myanmar right now, even the capital as well. Thank you very much for that, ma'am. And we can see that too.
Yes.
A lot has been done, and you have done a lot for the investor from your own country and for the people of Myanmar as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much, man. You've already mentioned a lot, but what I like to focus now is you've been here for 3 years and 1 month. That is quite a long time.
Yes.
So you have done already a lot too. But people of Myanmar also would like to know that what sort of areas or issues you were the most focusing during your time in this country?
Yes. As a diplomat, as an ambassador, for the first day I came to Myanmar, the main or the most important fields of cooperation that I lay emphasis on, of course, is the diplomatic and political relations.
Okay.
But when I'm here and when I understand more about Myanmar, and I acknowledge more about the development of Myanmar, I focus much on economic cooperation. And then when the relationship between our two countries come to the new chapter with comprehensive cooperative partnership, my focus is not only political, diplomatic, economic, but I focus more on the other cooperations, such as education,
Yes.
public health, military, technology. But through my 3 years and 1 month, I always lay much emphasis on cultural cooperation.
Cultural cooperation, yes.
Why I do so? Because when I'm here, I can see that the two countries, we have a lot of commonality in cultural terms.
That's true.
Not only appearance,
Yes.
but it is also the family values and social habits as well. And I think that we should start from commonality, because this is a strong point to promote cooperation between our two countries, and it is also very strong foundation to intensify the partnership between our two countries. The other reason is that with cultural cooperation, I strongly believe that the people and people of the two countries will be closer and closer to each other, because the culture is the key factor to promote people-to-people contacts.
That's true.
When the people get closer to each other, they will have more trust to each other. And when we do business, when we do investment, when we want to have partnerships, we need to have that strong foundation, that people-to-people contacts, people-to-people trust or confidence to each other. The other thing is that we develop economic, we develop political, we develop diplomatic, but the people need the social economic development.
Yes.
And which and what help the social economic cooperation between our two countries? I strongly believe that culture. So that's why I lay emphasis much on cultural cooperation. And you can see that over the past 3 years and 1 month, I have organized many cultural activities. And you can see now that the Myanmar people, understand more and more about Vietnam, give more love to Vietnamese people. So it means that the Vietnamese business groups, the Vietnamese people in Myanmar will be welcome much more. And that one will be great contribution for the cooperation, for friendship, for partnerships between our two countries.
That's true, ma'am.
Yes.
Through culture, we can understand each other, even
Yes.
though we don't speak the same language. But our appearance are the same almost.
Yes, yes.
Vietnam and Myanmar, like a sister country.
Yes. I give you a very good story that when I wear long tee, no one can recognize that I am a Vietnamese.
Yes.
And they will see the Vietnamese ambassadors understand much about Myanmar culture.
Yes.
And I also can sing some Myanmar songs
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which kind of song you like?
Thiên Chan Mo.
The Jammu, yeah.
Letty,
yes.
One is about New Year festival, water festival.
Water festival song, yeah.
And also the other is about love of Myanmar. So I can see that the water festival of Myanmar and love of Myanmar is the same we have in Vietnam.
Vietnam too, yes.
So when I sing the Myanmar songs, I don't think that I am a Vietnamese, but I am a Myanmar person. So the message that I give to the Myanmar people from my efforts to promote the cultural cooperation is that I would like to have the Myanmar people and the Vietnamese people more closer and closer to each other, understand each other more and more, and it's really like a sister and brothers in one family.
Absolutely true, ma'am.
Yes, yeah.
I would love to hear you singing a Burmese song in your future.
Yes, sure. I will. Don't know when will it be the next chance, but I am always ready for that. So just a few weeks ago, the embassies of Vietnam coordinated with the ministries of religious affairs and culture of Myanmar to organize the cultural exchange in this Melia Hotel.
Okay.
And we already had 25 artists from Vietnam and 55 artists from Myanmar. They performed with each other. The Myanmar artists performed Vietnamese culture, and Vietnamese artists perform Myanmar culture.
So the cultural exchange program.
Yes, that's exactly exchange.
Yes.
And also, the Union Minister for Religious Affairs and Culture and I, myself, we sang the song Letty together.
Oh.
So that's a great moment,
Of course.
and a great memory for me. And I think that the message now is not come only from me, but also from the Myanmar government, that we expect very much. The cooperation between our two countries will be intensified and fosters more and more, much and much, for the benefit of our two peoples, Vietnamese people and Myanmar peoples.
Thank you very much, Madam Ambassadors. Thank you.
Thank you.
MNTV ကိုကြည့်ရှုနေကြတဲ့မိဘပြည်သူများရှင်ကျမတို့ဒီကနေ့ Today's Talk ရဲ့အထူးအစီအစဉ်တစ်ခုအနေနဲ့တင်ဆက်ပေးတဲ့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံဆိုင်ရာဗီယက်နမ်သံအမတ်ကြီး Madam Dr. Luan Thu Zan နဲ့တွေ့ဆုံပွဲကိုကြည့်ရှုအားပေးတဲ့အတွက်လည်းကျမတို့အကျေးဇူးထူးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင်။